What's up, guys? Back again with our daily LeetCode grind, so to speak. I thought, why not just do? Yesterday, I did a two sum two, which involved two pointers, and I thought, well, the next natural progression is to do another two pointer question, which is container with the most water. I've not done this before. I'm going to start 30 minutes timer on LeetCode, see if I can solve it, see if I can even brute force it, and then try to improve our solution. I think that's the aim over here. I did promise in the last video that I will do three sum, which I haven't gathered the courage yet because let's just say the trauma hasn't left my body yet, but I guess we'll get back to it. So also I have the best combination of ground noise plus vaporwave because nothing is better than that. If it disturbs me, I'll stop it. But yeah, let's go. So I'll start. Let's start a 30 minutes timer and start. Let's go. Okay, you are given an integer array heights of length n. They are n vertical lines drawn such that the two endpoints are um, find two lines that together with the x-axis form a container such as the container contains the most water. Note that you may not slant the container. You may not slant the container. Interesting. So we have these all things 29. The above vertical lines represented in that case a max. Okay, so why is that so? So we see 8 and 8 comes to 7, right? So we would take 7 ka value, right? 7 would be the value, and like 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minus 1 is 7, so 7 into 7 is 49. Great. So okay, height again, so this will be 1, and so this is 1 minus 0 be 1. So yeah, so we would just do that index minus uska index, and we would get that. So I guess the first thing I'll do is just brute force this, and the way I brute force this is if I take this and I check with, okay, yeah, so what I could do is I could choose this one, check with everyone उसका जो है, and we put it into some array, and then last में हम लोग array का max निकाल दे. Over here I can even take this, right? I can take off this, and I can take everything like that. So I think what I would do is, bro, this threesome trauma is crazy. Anyhow, let's do class solution. I think we can brute force this. um, Self, I do know that the intended actually is just, I mean, yeah, they, why do they, in some questions they use small l, and now in some questions they use from typing in code place. I don't like doing this. Anyhow, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna do s1 is equal to solution, and I'm gonna do print s1 dot max area, and I'll just take this as a answer. To be honest, I'll just take this. um, yeah, so this will be our that. What I'm gonna do over here is I'm just gonna do quite simple loop, which will be for I in range of length of height. Again, the naming convention used is okay, so I'm gonna do that, and so for this I would have to run a loop from all of that, right? So I'll do for j in range of um I don't want to, like, I don't want to start from I, so we have to ignore I, so I'll just say I plus 1 to the length of height, pretty much, right? If you think about it, so we'll start from here, go over here. So the moment we come over here, we'll start from this over here till the length, so it will take everything in its, but the thing with this is it's not the right way of doing it. I think a better way would just involve yeah, so we'll just have this, and this will be the case because you don't want to use the same, because container can't have just this, right? So we'll just have that, and we'll have something called areas, which will contain all the areas that we have calculated so far. And so the storage, the space complexity will also be O of n because that's how we do it. Again, so this will start over here and we'll go all of them. Yeah, it will basically take all of them, but it won't take. So I would now, if, what do we want to do? So we would want to, so I would say the length will be the min of I comma j, right? And so this is the length I'm taking, and the width would be would would like I wouldn't really care for that because I want to see कि उसके बाद वाला, right? So it could be the case कि ये बड़ा हो या छोटा हो. So I'll just do abs I minus j, and I would do areas dot append length comma areas dot append length into width. And इसमें problem क्या है? Huh? Are you guys seeing this? Am I mistaken or something? Areas for um local variable length is unbound. And then I could just return max of areas. I was learning Go. Cannot access local variable length. Okay, sorry, just 2 minutes. Someone is calling me. Okay, done. Let's go done with the call. What's the mistake over here? It's saying कि local variable length is why length. What do you mean length? Am I being pranked? Because that's how you do it, right? For I in range, yes. Am I doing something wrong? Is the spelling wrong? What? Okay, I guess length is L is equal to length of height, and let's do L. Is that okay? Chat, what is happening? What is happening? And what? What? Chat, am I doing something wrong? I'm so confused. What? Okay, yeah, I don't have time for this. Let's just do height, which is equal to whatever this is. So I'll just copy this. I don't want to deal with I just don't want to deal with it. Uh, I just copied it, but anyhow, it seems like it's not copied. So I guess we have to just go down to our this history and say height is equal to this. And I'll just basically copy this bunch of code and paste it over here, and okay, done, done. And I would pretty much say print areas dot max. Also, I realized something that was which was max of areas. One more thing is so the width, sorry, why am I going back to this? The that will be the min of that, so min will actually not be this. So delete that. It will actually be height ka I and then height ka j, and the width will be then that. And okay, and if I run this again, this I don't want to deal with. um yeah, I know that. Okay, what's wrong? Okay, I'm using this. Chat, I'm getting disparity 49. Okay, so it works. Okay, so that means it works. um let's choose another height, which is okay. It gives one, so the brute force does work. And so just to satisfy my need of validation, I will just put this in. I'm hoping this thing doesn't like stop me from like okay, for j in range of length, right, and I'm gonna do max areas is equal to an array, right, and then I'm gonna say if I is not equal to j, we will do length is which is equal to min of height I, height j, and I'm gonna say width is equal to, well, abs of I minus j, and I'm just gonna say areas dot append length. uh so bad, I'm so bad. Length, I'm so bad, chat, I'm so bad. uh Length into width. and then I'm just gonna say return max of areas. So yeah, this is brute force, that's what we do around here. Okay, just gonna hit the submit button. 19 minutes left on the clock. I can still figure this out if something goes wrong. Okay, yeah, memory limit exceeded. I mean, that is kind of true because I am storing all of them. So, um, okay, so how can we improve the memory? Let's think about this. Um, okay, I think what I can do is if I do which I think I know what to do for this. Max, yes. Um, this is not the right way to do this, but I think I know what to do, and this is not gonna end well. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is if max of areas is smaller than um, whatever the length into width we have, then only do append. Then only append length into width. Okay, so this is gonna work. So if the max that we get from the areas is if it's smaller, so that it means the length of it, the current one is greater, then we just store this one. That's it, because that's the smaller one. That just work. Okay, does that improve our memory thing? But instead of like putting everything, now we're just only putting in what is the largest. Come on, man, this is so suspenseful. Like now, I'm just like, oh, time limit exceeded. Oh, time limit is exceeded now. Is this a okay? Okay, wait for just 2 minutes. I know this is not the right way of doing this, but I need to know if this is. I just want to see if it works on NeetCode. Just okay. What's the mistake? Uh, wow, यहाँ पे heights है. That's crazy. Um, okay, does this work over here? Okay, we have to improve this, and I don't even have 17 minutes. Okay, time limit. I. Okay, time limit exceeded. Yeah, that does exceed. That does exceed it. So, um, okay, how can we improve this solution? Let's think about this. So right now what the solution is doing is we're just like taking this, checking that, and so if it's not the same, right, we just take the length, we check the width, and we see if the max of areas is greater than this, then only we append. We just don't append it randomly. अगर वो नहीं है बड़ा if the max is already in the areas, then we don't append. But if it is greater than the area, then we only append it. Greater than or equal to मतलब उसमें है पहले से, right? Um, so we are basically doing in a sense an O of n square. That is why when I submit, it shows the time is exceeded. How can we do this in an O of n time complexity? And this is unsorted technically. Yeah, this is unsorted. Or I could most probably sort this, right? I could sort this, but if I sort this, um, in a sense it still wouldn't be it because it would change the whole arena, right? Because this thing sorted unsorted, the order really matters in this. So how can I fix this? Is the code is right? As far as I think the code is right, but it's time limit. Okay, how can we do this? This is a two-pointer approach, right? This is a two-pointer, and this is greedy, which I don't know. I've not done greedy. I just want to see what topics I've covered. Greedy. Okay, crazy. Um, okay. Okay, let's just assume if we have two pointers, we have one pointer over here and one pointer next to its neighbor. And I mean, technically, this is also a two pointer approach. We have one pointer over here, then we check each of them. check each of the lengths with, instead of this I could just do areas minus 1, right? Because it will be always at the end of it. Just want to see if this works. Yeah, okay, so that saves some time complexity over there. How can I do a two pointer? This is again a two pointer approach, just two loops. It holds this, checks this. If it's larger than what things appends, larger. If it's not larger than the max of the areas, then it doesn't even. Also over here also, I could practically change this. I could say this is areas minus 1 because I know that the maximum element will always be at the, at the end of the this. So that is also improved. Okay, so I'll check that, and I come over here, and the thing is what is this? They may not slant. What do you mean? What do you mean? In container. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Common sense, buddy. Um, how can I do this in O of n? I have one pointer over here. Have one pointer over here, and but that would work. That would work. That doesn't work like that. I don't know. Like, how would you use a two pointer approach? Hint one. One pointer over here, another pointer over here. Um, I mean, you'd want the lengths to be, in a sense, to be have a smaller difference because smaller difference is bigger. Okay, so one pointer over here, other pointer over here, and then I just calculate the area, which is again O of pretty much O of n. And if okay, I can calculate this easily because I would know the indexes. Um, so this would be 1 into 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This would be 8, the area of water it can hold. And so if this is 8, then okay, I get the area. How do I make the decision to move which pointer which? And the hint says over here, always move the pointer that points to the lower line. Wait a minute, that does make sense because the lower the line, the lower we get the length value. And so if the line is higher, it will effectively make the length of the we pointed. So we just change it over here, and we just like, okay, wow, that's amazing. And we start moving it over here then, because this is the lower. We calculate this, right? And that's the lower, so we come over here, and these both are the same, and so they're not lower. Wait a minute, chat. Is this a solution? I don't know if 10 minutes is enough for me to code this solution up. Okay. Okay, what is the length barrier on this? Okay. Okay, so what I am thinking is, let's have something like left pointer is equal to height. 0, and I can have right pointer is equal to height length of, also we'll just do length, so एक बार calculate कर ही लेते हैं because we'll be using it again and again, so I don't want to have that, L minus 1, right? So you have L minus 1, and as you know the length is max to max 2 is, so 2 minus 1 1, so that is great. And we want to run this loop um, while left pointer is okay. Yeah, that, I mean, that makes sense. We don't want them to cross each other because then that would be dumb. So what we would do is okay, so if this is there and this is there, because यहाँ पे equal है and then it stops, but if this keeps on going, I think what we do is something called areas array, which just calculates the area of all of them. And so we would do something like um, so what we would do is I would have just a length. Again, the length would pretty much be min of uh, that, and the width would be pretty much again, because right pointer will always be greater, we can always do right pointer minus left pointer, right? And then we can do areas dot append. Again, we could again micro optimize over here and check अगर areas में अगर उससे बड़ा है, then we don't even implement that into it. So if areas minus 1 is less than, and again I'll just have 0 over here. If areas is अगर is length into width, okay. If areas का जो maximum, because I know the maximum will be by the very definition of append will be at the end, the last index, then only we'll do areas dot uh, we'll do areas dot append length into width, right? We will do areas append dot width. Okay, so for one definition we just calculate the length, we calculate the width, and we calculate the area, and we see if this area is the biggest than we have ever seen before in the length. If it is, we'll append it, right? If it's not, then I don't really care about it, right? So if I check if um, height LP, the height of the value of this is smaller than height RP, then we will do LP plus equal 1, right? If height LF will be if height of LP is greater than height of RP, right? Then I will do RP minus equal 1, right? And else case is, well, the else case is if height LP is equal to height of RP. In that case, we will just break out of the loop, and I guess at that point I'll just do areas or minus 1. Chat, I don't know whether this is right, so I'll just try to figure this out. What would be even fun is if I do something like areas dot pop. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, just to see if it works. Uh, areas dot pop, because this will drastically reduce our space complexity. Let's submit this. Okay, so over here, that's pretty much, I'm looking at the in a sense I'm looking at this. So while LP is equal to RP, so they're not pointing to the same pointer. L length is equal to whatever that is, and width is equal to whatever this is. We know RP would be greater, so we don't have to do ABS. That would be, oh wow, this solves it. Crazy. Oh, this got even accepted, chat. I just reduced the space complexity. Yeah, so if areas ka ye is less than that, if height is, so we always move the one. Yeah, does this work, chat? Let's just see. I have 5 minutes on the clock. Uh, hmm, okay. What am I doing? 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 Yeah, what was I even thinking there? आई 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 anyhow, क्या सोच रहा था भाई मैं? गलत क्वेश्चन है. ओके, लेट्स सी. सो ओके, टेस्ट केसेस पास हुए ऐसे. दैट्स इंटरेस्टिंग. ओके, सो व्हाइल व्हाट्स द इशू ओवर हियर? पहले ये 1 and 5 को देखता है, राइट? I'm taking length like this, so you can take whatever is okay, because I would never min height LP. Okay, what is that? If areas -1 is, if this is still greater than that, then only we pop the last one. We just put this one over here, right? I mean, at that point, I'll just have that max area, right? Why even um if I was using an array if max area is equal to length into width, and let's see if it's not breaking any of the test cases. Yeah, so test cases work because I was using an array as a variable. Bhai, what am I doing? Anyhow, so now let's figure out what's wrong. So expected 24 था, so it goes to 1 and 5. ठीक है, अभी let's take the marker. It points at 1 and 5 क्योंकि हम लोग ने वैसे ही प्रोग्राम किया है इसको, राइट? ये कैलकुलेट करता है लेंथ विथ, राइट? नाउ क्या ये बड़ा है आपके अभी, मतलब इसका क्या होगा? 1 इंटू, मतलब 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7 बड़ा है, 7 को अपेंड कर दिया. अब छोटा कौन है? तो छोटा ये है, तो ये अब um, क्योंकि हाइट LP which is 1 is less than 5, we just push it over here to 3, right? 3 को पुश कर दिया हम लोगों ने. अब हम लोग 3 and 5 का निकाले, तो 3 and 5 में तो छोटा 3 है, एंड वो आई थिंक 6 हो जाएगा, राइट? इफ आई एम करेक्ट. तो 18 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, ये 6 है ना? 6 होगा. एंड ये भी आपका 0 0 1 1 - 6 is 5, 15 15 होगा. ग्रेट. अब इसमें कम क्या है? कम आपका फिर से LP हो गया. कम ये जो LP, सो LP को हम लोग फिर 2 में डाले. आई हैव 1 minute लेफ्ट चैट. हम वी पुट 2 को डाले, सो वी जस्ट चेक विद 2, देन 2 5 मतलब. एंड ऑल्सो क्या ये लास्ट वाले से बड़ा है? लास्ट वाला क्या था मुझे नहीं पता. 1 इंटू आई गेस 6 होता होगा. 6, हाँ 6 से बड़ा, ऐसे 15 आया. 2 को हम लोग आगे किए, 2 5 का किए. आई सी व्हाट द इशू इज. तो द इशू इज कि तब ये इक्वल हो जाता है ना, तो हम लोग का लूप, ये लाइक छोड़ ही देते हैं. हम लोग चेक ही नहीं कर रहे हैं कि ये भी है, क्योंकि मुझे पता है इससे ही आने वाला है. 24 इंटू ये जो भी है ना, इससे ही आ रहा है. सो आई थिंक ओके, आई शुड नॉट डन दैट. लेट इट गो टिल द बीच वाला. ठीक है, लेट इट गो टिल द बीच वाला. देखते क्या होता है, क्योंकि एनीवेज मैंने कंडीशन डाल चुका हूँ, वो तो ऐसे भी चेक करने वाला है उसको. या 40 seconds लेफ्ट चैट. ओके, टाइम लिमिट एक्सीडेड. भाई मैं पास ही नहीं किया भाई, क्रेजी. हाँ, मैं समझ गया प्रॉब्लम क्या है, क्योंकि अगर तब दोनों इक्वल होता है, द कोड डज नथिंग. द कोड स्टार्ट्स, देन प्रीटी मच कोड फिर से स्टार्ट कर देता है अपना, एंड इट डज नथिंग. टाइम लिमिट एक्सीड हो जाता है. हाँ, आई नो. दैट इज अ प्रॉब्लम. अगर दोनों का वैल्यू सेम हो गया, देन व्हाट एम आई सपोज टू डू? दोनों का वैल्यू सेम हो गया, व्हाट एम आई सपोज टू डू? बिकॉज I don't know whether I have to take left or right. Wait, pause, chat, pause. I can do this. I can do this. I believe in myself. Um, भाई इसमें भी गलत आ रहा है मेरा. अरे ये तो टेस्ट केस पास हुआ था ना मेरा. व्हाट द हेल, मैंने कुछ बदला भी नहीं. भाई मैंने कुछ बदला भी नहीं. If height LP is lesser than height RP, then LP plus plus. If height LP is greater than RP minus minus. Um, okay. What? भाई मैंने बदला भी नहीं. मैंने कोड में क्या चेंज कर दिया भाई. ओके. ओ हाँ, ओके ओके. अरे भाई ये इफ कर दिया था इसको, फिर वो तो ऐसे भी रन होने वाला था इसलिए. सॉरी सॉरी. या सो या सेम गलती वहां पे. अगर दोनों सेम हो गए तो फिर मुझे क्या करना चाहिए. बात तो सही है. अगर दोनों सेम हो गए. बात तो सही है भाई. अगर दोनों सेम हो गए तो क्या करना चाहिए, क्योंकि यहाँ पे तो लॉजिकल क्वेश्चन इज, लॉजिकल आंसर ये होगा कि राइट जाइए, क्योंकि लेफ्ट में अब इसका तो और कुछ है नहीं. राइट, पर अगर यहाँ भी 5 आ जाता, और क्योंकि आप देखो यहाँ भी, यहाँ 8 है, यहाँ 8 है, बट वहां से पहले 8 8 में क्या करे वो. दोनों तो सेम है. एंड मेरा टेस्ट केस पास भी हो रहा है 8 8 के लिए. अब मैं उसमें क्या कर रहा हूँ, अगर 8 8 में आ भी गया, जैसे 1 और 7 है, तो 1 को आगे करेगा, 1 एंड 7 हुआ, फिर इसको आगे किया, 8 एंड 3 हुआ, फिर 6 एंड, सो 8 एंड 3 है, तो 8 8 एंड 8 अब सेम हो गया. तो इसमें क्या हो रहा है, 1 एंड 7 है, तो अब आ गया 8 और 7, अब आ गया 8 एंड 3, अब आ गया 8 एंड 8. तो मतलब हाइट एल पी इज इक्वल टू आर पी. अब मैं क्या करूं, ऐसे ही रैंडमली कोई को बना दूं क्या. हम्म. तब सेम आए तो क्या करूं, क्योंकि 8 8 तो सेम ही पॉइंट लैंड कर रहा है ना. अब मैं क्या करूं. हाँ, दोनों को एक ही बार में बढ़ा देता हूँ मैं. एलपी को +1 करता हूँ, आरपी को -1 करता हूँ ना. इससे कुछ कुछ चीज टूटेगी, जो अब जो है भाई, अब तो आगे ही बढ़ाना है, क्योंकि मैं पूरा अलग ही स्पेक्ट्रम में चेक कर रहा हूँ. अब ये भी हो सकता है बाउंड. लेट्स गो. दिस इज बाय डिफॉल्ट. आई डोंट नो हाउ आई मेड दिस. आई थिंक आई एक्साइटेड a bit too much. But yeah, this is not that the great of a chart. आई थिंक मेरा लॉजिक इसके पीछे ये था कि अगर 8 8 है, मतलब हम लोग ने कॉम्बिनेशन चेक कर दिया, अब दूसरा कॉम्बिनेशन चेक करने के लिए बस आगे चढ़ जाते हैं ना, खत्म करते हैं बात को, आगे देखते हैं हम लोग क्या होता है. राइट. सो राइट, आई थिंक आई गॉट एक्साइटेड लिटिल बिट. टू एक्साइटेड. अरे बाप रे बाप. आई, यहाँ तो वो है ना, इसको ही बदल देता हूँ मैं. सू 10x developer chat, 10x developer, 10x developer. Okay, so what I understood from this is I looked at the hint, to be very much frank. मैंने hint को देखा, but let's conceptualize this from the back. अब इसको हम कैसे solve करें. This is of, हम लोग यहाँ पकड़े इसको, and we are telling it to always move the lower line, and so what this essentially means is we are not worrying about the width factor. We are worrying about the length. We are trying to maximize the length. हम लोग को width के बारे में परवाह ही नहीं है, because ये like width तो we can't be able to control, because this is a unsorted, मतलब this is not in a way that we can somehow, in a sense, I don't know how to conceptualize this, but worry about the width. So we are worrying only about the length. So we are maximizing. Oh, that is why it's called greedy, because we are being greedy about the length. We don't care about the width. We are being okay. How can I maximize my length parameter? So I'm just always moving to the greater one. Okay, ये छोटा है, इसके पास आ जाओ, ये छोटा है, इसके पास आ जाओ, एंड अगर दोनों इक्वल है तो आगे चले जाओ. Oh my god, that is why it's called greedy. Oh my god. Okay, let's look at the video solution. I want to see how NeetCode solves it. Also, if you guys are wondering why you can't hear the the sound of this, is because I have turned it off. And if you guys want to hear it, do let me know. But I think it most likely be turned off for one of those problems that actually makes sense. Hmm. I mean, the first solution was a classical two-pointer approach, but brute force. And the way I could optimize this is just say max area is 0, um, and I could say max area. Yeah, that is one of the ways of optimizing it, because I was using array as a variable because I'm a 10x developer. Bracket open, I am jobless. Bracket close. Yeah, so still works. Well, let's look at the solution. Bottleneck ban. The bottleneck is the shortest line, and so we are not worrying about optimizing the width, because you can't handle two things at once. So we just worry about optimizing the length as much as possible of the container, and that is why it's called 3D algorithm. But okay, this is correct. Okay, don't get me wrong. But the reason why I didn't at the start of the video, you would see I was doing L+1. But the reason I didn't do it because I was assuming, oh well, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm actually so dumb, because if I have tried this thing, then I'm just pretty much trying that thing again. So okay, fair, fair. To the min of both. Oh my god, yes. Okay, yeah. When I can optimize this even further. So I'm like I do things for no reason. This is pretty much that. Uh, let's submit this. Oh my god, bro. I'm good at overcomplicating things. This is pretty much that. Yeah. Okay, yeah, this is pretty much that. I mean, it's equivalent to that if statement. 8 times. Yeah. Instead, shift this and have a greater height pointer to pointer. This is very much similar to how some 2 worked. The only caveat was that it was sorted, and we were using the fact that okay, if you have a target value, if we have a left and right pointer, and if we add them, and if it's greater than the target value, then we have to decrement the right pointer, and if the sum is lesser than target value, then we increment our left pointer. So does it affect the solution if I pretty much move the pointer at the same rate? I mean, is this wrong? Because I have passed all the test cases. So either LeetCode is missing a test case or an edge case, so to speak, or I am. This couldn't be right though. Let's think about this. I mean, if we do this, we are sacrificing an probability that the thing is this and this में अगर मैं दोनों को बढ़ा दिया, the issue is कि this and this will never have a chance to pair up, right? So we'll never record that area. So like okay, let's just do this thought experiment where I'll just remove that and submit this again, see what happens. It still works, right? It still works, but hmm, again, for my mind this doesn't make sense. I guess I mean a convoluted solution, as you said, would be to check the next length in the order, and if it's जिसका ज़्यादा greater है, we'll shift there. But yeah, I mean, I shift both of them and it still works. So I don't know whether what I did was wrong. I don't know. But we'll have it like that. It's solved though. So I mean, the interviewer might ask me. It's okay. He made the same typo for NeetCode. And I think I think a good explanation for why we move the pointer with the lower height is because we already have the max area. Okay, it's a good explanation. Since it is the lower pointer, that means that every other distance that is closer will always be smaller distance. I don't know what this meant, to be honest. Very honest with you. Yeah, it's pretty much to maximize. Yeah, okay. If we either pointer moves inward, second term is gonna that's out of control. But if we move the pointer, but if we move the higher height pointer inward, the first term can only decrease or remain fixed. To see why, no, there are only two cases. The higher pointer reaches. Mm, so in order to maximize the first term, we must move the lower height pointer inward, as moving the higher height inward only it decreases or fixed. That makes sense. That's why even I think, because width we can't really control. We will have to move it inwards to check. That's out of control. But we can check if he's right though. Because अगर मैंने higher container को बढ़ाया, the chances are that it may remain constant, because अगर इससे अगर बड़ा हुआ तो it will remain constant, या it may decrease, इससे और कम आ जाए. So either it remains constant, if I move the higher one it remains constant, or it goes remains constant, because इससे बड़ा भी आ सकता है. दो चांसेस, इससे बड़ा आएगा तो कांस्टेंट है, अगर इसका सेम हाइट का आया तो भी कांस्टेंट है, अगर इससे छोटा आया तो डिक्रीज हो जाएगा. नाउ इफ आई मूव द लोअर वाला अगर बड़ा आया सो भी इंक्रीज, राइट, बिकॉज द बॉटल नेक इज नाउ दिस. अगर सेम आया, राइट, अगर सेम आया तो कुछ नहीं हुआ, फिक्स. अगर इक्वल साइज है तो भी फिक्स. सो इफ यू सी, our better chances are of moving the lower point in the height pointer, because height pointer में fix दोनों में है, but the chances of a probability being higher is of the lower pointer, so that's why I move the lower pointer inwards, right? So and we can't, our main aim is to optimize for this. Okay, yeah, okay, I like this question, I like this. Okay, I like this. I'm still using this one over here. So yeah, just submit this. Okay, guys, I think that was a fun lead code session. I actually liked solving this question. For some reason, it just clicked. I mean, after looking at the end. But yeah, I guess that would be cool. Yeah, keeping up with the lead code grind. And see you in the next video.